and gentlemen, welcome back to Power Vacuum. I'm your host, Belmont. In today's story, we're going to be talking about, the sad tale of Concord and Firewalk Studios. So, Sony Interactive Entertainment released a statement earlier today. It's right here. Below is an internal email from Herman Hulse, CEO, Studio Business Group, Sony Interactive Entertainment, distributed today to SIE employees. Dear team, today I want to share some important updates from Sony Interactive Entertainment Studio Business Group. We consistently evaluate our games portfolio and status of our projects to ensure we are meeting near and long-term business priorities as part of our ongoing efforts to strengthen SIE's studio business. We have had to make a difficult decision relating to two of our studios, Koi and Firewalk Studios. Expanding beyond PlayStation devices and crafting engaging online experiences alongside our single-player games are key focal areas for us as we evolve our revenue streams. We need to be strategic, in bringing our games to new platforms and recognizing when our games fall short of meeting player expectations. While mobile remains a priority growth area for the studio business, we are in the very early stage of our mobile efforts. To achieve success in this area, we need to concentrate on titles that are in line with the PlayStation Studios pedigree and have the potential to reach more players globally. With this refocused approach, Koi will close, and its mobile action game will not be moving forward. I want to express my gratitude to everyone at Koi for their hard work and the endless passion to innovate. Regarding Firewalk, as announced in early September, an important update on Concord, certain aspects of Concord were exceptional, but others did not land with enough players, and as a result, we took the game offline. We have spent considerable time these past few months exploring all our options. After much thought, we have determined the best path forward is to permanently sunset the game and close the studio. I want to thank all of Firewalk for their craftsmanship, creative spirit, and dedication. The PvP first-person shooter genre is a competitive space that's continuously evolving, and unfortunately, we did not hit our targets with this title. We will take this lesson learned from the Concord and continue to advance our live service capabilities to deliver future growth in this area. I know none of this is easy news to hear, particularly with the colleagues and friends departing SIE. Both decisions were given serious thought, and ultimately we feel they are the right ones to strengthen the organization. Koi and Firewalk were home to many talented individuals, and we will work to find a placement for some of those impacted within our global community of studios where possible. Where possible. That means not at all, probably. I am a big believer in the benefits of embracing creative experimentation and developing new IP. However, growth through sustainable financials, especially in a challenging economic environment, is critical. While today is a difficult day, there is much to look forward to in the months ahead from the Studio Business Group and our teams. I remain confident that we are building a resilient and capable organization driven by creating unforgettable entertainment experiences for our players. Thank you for your continued support. This is nuts. And expected. One, I hadn't even heard of Koi. I don't know who else had. I didn't know. In fact, what was Koi even working on? Did they even release any games? A German-Finnish game development studio located in both Berlin and Helsinki, originally called Savage Game Studios, founded in 2020. So this is a brand new studio. Sony snapped them up, and now they're shutting them down. And that's another crazy thing about Firewalk Studios. So Sony spent, I think it was $100,000 on Firewalk. How much did Sony pay for Firewalk Studios? Look at that. I believe it was around $100,000. Oh, really? Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. estimates have topped at $200 million. Okay. I meant 100 million. I said 100 grand earlier. I meant 100 million. I just realized that. But they're saying about 200 million. I think the confirmed expenditure was about 100 million, but we'll go ahead and go with the 200 million estimate. And then the 400 million they spent making Concord. So Sony spent $600 million on this studio just to close it. You know, I get that $600 million and 8 years is less than $100 million a year, but that's a serious investment. You know, you're looking at $80 million a year you're dumping into this company just for them to create one of the biggest flops in video game history. You're talking E.T. levels of failure. And for those of you that don't remember, E.T. was an Atari game that was so bad that Atari literally buried the game. And I don't mean the way Sony's burying Concord by like pulling everything. I mean they took every copy they had available of the game, took them to a hole in the ground, and buried them with dirt. They literally buried E.T., the extraterrestrial game from Atari, because it was so rushed and so bad. The difference with that is Concord wasn't rushed. It was late to the table. It was so slow because the hero shooter genre flamed out about 2 years ago when Overwatch 2 just failed to impress people and continued to fail to impress people. When did it actually become its own game? I think about 2 years ago when they were like, oh, hey, we're finally releasing the game we promised you, other than just the dumbed down deathmatch that was Overwatch 1. And it was just too little too late. They just, you know, people had lost interest. The game wasn't entertaining. You had people online trashing Overwatch, and then that's what happened to Concord. It came out, the game wasn't entertaining, people weren't having fun, and everyone online was trashing it. So much so that Sony was like, man, it's all trash talk and nobody's playing the game, so it's better as a tax write-off. So they killed it. They killed the servers, they killed the game, and now they're killing the studio. And they're not even giving them a second chance. And I guess for $600 million, you know, for $500 million, one chance is all you get, I suppose. You know, you get a $500 million opportunity, you better make it a $500 million opportunity. And Firewalk didn't put out. Now, I don't know what exactly they're going to fill the hole with. I don't know if they're just going to rely on their first-party titles and, like, Naughty Dog to, you know, make games for them, as it were. I don't know. I don't even know. It was God of War is Sony, right? Yeah, that's Sony. So, yeah, I just, you know, Sony's biggest problem right now is not taking more risk. They don't need to dump $500 million into these studios. They could probably easily just, you know, make $100 million game, see where it goes. Because they spend all this money remaking games and re-releasing and making remasters and special editions and collector's versions and the, you know, added stuff. And at this point, Sony's catalog is more old remakes, like old games from previous generations, than it is new games. Shit, at this point, Xbox has released more games on PlayStation than Sony has. Like, there are more titles coming out of Microsoft Studios that are releasing on the PlayStation than Sony has new titles releasing on the PlayStation, because they have this hyper focus on remakes, on remasters, on reissues, and it's just not really a good look. You know, that's one of the biggest jokes right now with the PlayStation 5 is that it doesn't have any games. Like, they don't understand why people own it. There's no games. And with, you know, big studios like Square Enix talking about restructuring and relooking at how they're going to be releasing games in the future, i.e. probably on Xbox, PC, and Sony, or PlayStation, they're going to be taking a hit, because I know I don't have a PS5. I can't remember if I think I just borrowed one. I sold my PS4 because I never played the damn thing. I played Spider-Man. I bought it for Spider-Man. I played Spider-Man. And then there wasn't anything else I wanted to play, so I sold it. And then I went over to my friend's house to play God of War. Because those games are short. I don't need a whole console for them. I pumped like fucking 100 hours into Spider-Man. So it was worth it for me to get it and flip it. But these double studio closure. One, I didn't even know Sony was branching into mobile games. I don't know why. They could probably just... No, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know what they were thinking. There's not a lot. And I just feel the mobile game thing isn't as big as everyone thinks it is, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't play mobile games. I never really have. I played more Tetris hours than anything. And then I think my first smartphone, I had Earthworm Jim on it, and I played the hell out of that. But then I love Earthworm Jim, so there's that. God, yeah, I think I beat Earthworm Jim more on my phone than I did on my original Sega Genesis. But whatever. I'm digressing. I'm going off on my little tangent and rambling. But yeah, that's the news. Concord killed the studio. And, Concord killed Sony's profit margin, so Sony killed the studio. I guess I should say it. And I guess it's one of those classic tales of get woke, go broke. And that's what happened to Firewalk. And that's all I have for this video. Belmont out.